Hey, family, welcome back for another episode of Lunchbreak Chronicles Podcast. I am your host, Aisha Morgan, and I'm glad that y'all stopped back by and joined us again for another episode. How y'all doing today? I hope you all are having a really wonderful day. And look, more importantly, I hope you all are taking the time that you need to take care of yourselves and that you're actually having a lunch break or a break of some sort in the midst of your day. So let's get into this episode. This episode, I decided to do something a little bit different. In some of our earlier episodes, I introduced a "What's on Your Plate" segment, and during those episodes, I described this segment as an opportunity for you, the audience, to submit topics or questions that you wanted us to at some point address during our episodes. And while the Most High really has had us strategically focusing on certain topics, we haven't had an opportunity to get around to the list. So I decided to peruse that list of questions and just, grab hold of a few of those questions to maybe address on today's episode. So let's get started. I want to grab a couple of them. We may not be able to answer all of them, but I, at least for time's sake, want to see if we could, address a few of them. All right. And so I have my Bible app up. And so let's go, let's get going. The first question is, how do you know when you're going in the direction that Yahuwah wants you to go in for your life? Really, really good question. How do you know? When I think about this question, the first thing comes to my mind is Psalm 32 and 8. And it says, I will guide you along the best pathway for your life. This is Yahuwah talking. I will advise you and watch over you. The Amplified Version says, I will instruct you and teach you in the way that you should go. I will counsel you, you who are willing to learn, with my eye upon you. Oh, that's an awesome promise. That's an awesome promise. That's an awesome promise. Psalm 37:23 through 24 says, the steps of a good man, a righteous man, are ordered by Yahuwah, and he delights in his way. Though he may fall, he won't be utterly cast down, for Yahuwah upholds him with his hand. Those are some awesome, awesome scriptures. So I first want to say it boils down to trust and relationship with the Father. It boils down to when you are going on a certain path or you are seeking the Father for direction in your life. It boils down to having trust in Him, trust that He knows what is best for you, as the scripture says. Trust that He will guide you along that path that is best. Trust that He will tell you and show you which way to go, as He said, right? You have to trust in Him. A part of that too is surrendering the path that you thought you were supposed to go on, right? How many of us have let me speak about me. Let me speak about me. Came fresh out of high school and thought I was going a certain path in a certain direction, right? And then you get to a certain point in life, and you have to surrender what you thought you were going to do for your life, for your career, for ministry, right? In exchange for what Abba knows is best. And that's what surrendering is. It's surrendering to His will. It's accepting that His will, His plan is perfect. So how do you know? How do you know that you're walking in the right direction, that you're going in the right direction, and it's the right direction, it's the direction that the Most High has for you? I would say a good sign would be peace. For me, it's peace. When I know that I'm walking and doing what the Father has me to do, I know that He is okay with and He's approving the direction that I'm going in when I experience peace, right? When I know that I have peace. But a part of that knowing is intimacy with the Father. I won't know that I'm experiencing peace without intimacy. And when I say intimacy, I mean that closeness with the Father, that close relationship with Him. Those moments where you're in your secret place, where it's just you and Him, and you are talking with Him, and He's talking with you, and you are praying, and He is giving you instructions, right? You're hearing His voice because you're close to Him, you're plugged in, right? And you are hearing His voice, and He is giving you the instructions as to which way you need to go. He is telling you the steps that to take. He is giving you the strategy. He is laying out the plan for you. You're hearing that and you're receiving that, and then you're taking that and you're obeying. You're walking in the way in which He is giving you. And when I'm able to do that, then I know that I'm at peace. I'm at peace. You find that knowing in the intimate moments. You find that assurance in the intimate moments. So there's a flip side to this question, right? The person who wrote this question is asking, how do you know when you're going in the right direction, right? But if we flip it on the other side, how do you know when you're going in the wrong direction? And what I would say is, when the direction that you're going in and all that you're doing just doesn't feel right. So there's an absence of peace. When no matter what path you go on, what direction you go in, at the end of the day, it just doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel right. How many of you can say, I've tried it my own way? I've tried to walk a certain path in my life, and at the end of it all, it just didn't feel right. It just didn't work out. When I tried to do it my way, when I tried to take the steps that I thought I wanted to take, it didn't lead me where I was supposed to go. It led me to a place, but that place just didn't feel right. It didn't work out. So there's your answer. You know when you have peace, but in order to have that peace, it comes from having trust in the Father. It comes from surrendering your will for His. It comes from having an intimate, close relationship with Him. And of course, to know that you're not walking in the right direction, a good sign is just that things aren't working well, things aren't going right, and it doesn't feel right, and you probably don't have peace. Okay. Question number 2. How do I prepare for a new season in my life? This is a good question. This is a good question. How do I prepare for a new season in my life? The first thing came up in my mind as I'm reading this question is awareness. Sometimes we have to be aware that we're in a season, a new season. Some of us are not aware. Some of us are not aware. And you know what? It's okay. It's okay. We could pray for awareness, right? But I would say awareness, being aware of where you are, right? Praying and asking the Father for discernment, having the discernment to know what season I'm in, or what season I'm coming out of, and what season I'm about to enter into. Why not ask the Father who is the creator of seasons? Why not ask him? I think a lot of times we just go through life, sometimes just living life. And it's not until we encounter some sort of trouble or turbulence, um, or some sort of change that it's like, uh-oh, something don't feel right. Am I in a new season? But I know what I know now in my life is that I can ask the Father and ask the Father to help prepare me for the changes of life. Help prepare me even before I get there. Help prepare me for the seasons that are to come. I know you're tired of me saying this. I'm going to say it anyway. This is by far probably one of my favorite scriptures. The entire chapter. Ecclesiastes 3 and 1. To everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under heaven. And if you go on and finish reading that chapter, it goes on to say that there's a time for this and a time for that, right? There's a time to plant, there's a time to pluck up, there's a time to mourn, there's a time to live. There's a list, right? But it's really good. Go on and read it. But the point I'm trying to make is, according to scripture, there's a time for everything and there's a season for everything. And a lot of times what happens, the reason why we find ourselves not prepared for the new season is because we're gripping so tight the seasons that we're in for various reasons. We love the season that we're in. We're holding tight to it. We've had many, many wonderful things in this season that we're in. We're identifying who we are, and we love who we are in this season. But when that new season comes, we're caught off guard and we find ourselves not prepared. I love the Father. And just for example, when we think of seasons like the weather, you know, winter, spring, summer, fall, each season is marked with significant changes. Now, I love summer. Summer, summer. I love summer, right? But no matter what, it don't matter if I love summer or not, I know fall is a coming. It's coming. We are now in the month of September. Here in Texas, it's still hot, right? It's still hot. Here, even though we're in September and fall is coming, here in Texas, we can still get away with wearing shorts. You can still get away with wearing sandals or shoes with your toes out. Yeah, we can do that, right? We can get away with it. But at some point in this fall season, in this upcoming fall season, things are going to change. The leaves on the trees are going to turn brown or orange, which is beautiful. The wind, instead of it being humid, is going to become a little bit brisker, a little bit cooler, especially at night. And no matter if I love summer or not, there's going to come a time where, guess what? I'm going to have to find some shoes to cover my feet. I'm going to have to find a blouse or a jacket to cover my arms so that I won't be cold. I'm going to have to make a change so that I could be prepared for the new season. And I gave that example because sometimes Number one, we're not prepared. And sometimes we're unwilling to adapt. So I would say pray and ask the Father to help you to be aware of where you are, to help you to discern the season that you're in and the changes that are happening as you approach a new season, to help you to be prepared for the new season, to equip you with everything that you need to adapt to the changes that need to be made. For some, those changes are more resources. like I mentioned, you may need more shoes, you may need more clothes, figuratively and literally, right? Some of us, it's a new mindset. You may have to have a new way of thinking to prepare for the new season. Either way, if we live long enough, we're going to encounter a change in life. We're going to encounter a new season, a different season. And I would encourage you once again to spend time, intimate time with the Father and have Him to help you to embrace this new season. What do you all think? What do you all think? Go ahead and put your comments in the comment section. Let me know, how would you answer these two questions? We're going to stop right there. I thank you guys so much. Listen, if you enjoyed this episode, go ahead on and like this video. Please share it with someone that you think may need to hear it, or that it may be a blessing to. Subscribe to our channel. We'd love if you would subscribe, and do not forget to hit the notification bell so that you can be alerted when we upload and post the next episode. I really, really enjoyed being with you all here today. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. You all have a wonderful day and a blessed week. Shalom.